Okay, I'm gonna do the Mama Julie song. I have to cut out parts of it because I use Boyz II Men, the soul food, and I took like, sometimes I'll do that, but I give credit where credit's due. It's important to do when you do music and stuff. Once in a while, I won't, I'll clip from certain things, but like I said, all my verses, I keep everything original. Mama Julie. That's the song I wrote. The verse is Mama Julie. Like I said, every now and then I'll take something that's kind of like the in thing, and I'll turn the song around if it's like one of those more secular songs. But like this right here is called A Song. I believe it's A Song to Mama, and it's by Boyz II Men is the chorus. So I took the chorus and I wrote my own verses. But when I posted up like this explaining like what it's about, I'll just use my verses only. And like I said, like Vital, ICU, I wrote the chorus, the verses, everything. But for this stuff right here, I don't want to get like anything muted or taken down, so I just do the verses, my originals. So From the Moon and Back, Beyond the Song. So like, of course the first verse pretty self-explanatory. I'm looking at what the heck. From the moon and back, beyond this song, tell we all in heaven where you. That's something me and my mom kind of been saying since I was like little, like I love you from the moon and back. And I wrote this for her like around her birthday time, and she made a lot of sacrifices for us. I've never felt like she didn't love me. Like my mom's like, she's been like, like a best friend, like one of those people that have always been there for me. She's seen me through all my stages, all my little, all the little trials that I went through, all my little, she's loved me unconditionally. She was one of those first people that displayed what, unconditional love is. We went through a lot. And even, when I went to the hospital, when I, was really out of it, when I had something, really bad happen to me, she fasted for me. And even till this day, my loved ones, when things like really happen and go wrong, or we need to get closer to God and take our mind, make that sacrifice to get closer to God and focus on praying like what we truly believe in. And we usually come together and we'll fast. Like there's many different fasts. You could fast off things that you like, you feel like you become so accustomed to having in your life that it actually shows that it's a sacrifice, and that it gives you more time, like whether it be social media or not eating for 3 days, drinking water, 21-day fast where you're just, eating all natural foods. Like we did all kinds of stuff. So another thing, it actually helps with your self-control. That's not really why you do it, but like a lot of people don't know, like, when you're, I think, different groups and factions, religions have their own way of making sacrifices like that. It makes it a lot easier to have more self-control and stay away from those temptations that are out there when, whether you're giving up food. I know there's times where we gave up food for 3 days, you just drinking water and stuff, and it's just like a lot of people became so accustomed to always having to eat and eat and eat, and not having it for a while. It's like it has to be something big going on, where your loved ones come together and do something because there's something important going on, whether it's praying for a sick one, somebody sick to, raise up out their bed, or something going on in the world, whether it's going like national, global, or statewide, or whatever. Like there's usually, okay, I'll cut it off right there, my bad. Yeah. So I'm not going to go too far into depth. There's all kinds of fasting books out there, and like different people do it for different reasons. There's different, like I said, it's not always just about religion either. It all depends on like what you're a believer in. But It's something worth reading about. It's something I need to read more about still. Okay, so to 225, I'm gonna go straight to the next verse. Almost tipped over. I'm like, what the hell's wobbling? I can't be that mad. Okay, so 205. Let me go to the next verse.
It's hard to articulate accurately how I feel, cause some family events I am missing from the real. These voices in my head tell me I'm better off dead. It used to be so hard just to get me out of bed. Should have conquered but I fled. So many tears you have shed, years that have bled down like a sled. Can't come no more time, but Lord knows I have been prayed and God turned it all around once again. You deserve to be blessed. The whole family will be blessed. With the Lord we will continue strong and that will progress. God will be our rock, this will result in our success. As a good moral family we can pass every test. Been so supportive, the gift of the truth. Your love is unconditional, keep pulling us through. Whether win or lose, you are up in the stands. Basketball games and songs, I could count on them hands.
Yeah, so another thing, like, my mom was always there for me too. Like, whether when I was playing basketball, whether I was doing music, like at a parade, or, you know, ministering, speaking, or rapping, or doing spoken word, or even projects like churches. Did I already say that? I already said churches. Churches, house parties, congregation, that's kind of like a church. Just festivals. There was other stuff like fundraising events, little things like that. Just different stuff like that. Like my mom was there for me, and she supported me. Like through there's all kinds of sports that I was involved in too back in the day. You know, track and basketball, and now like my thing is like dancing and music and just different stuff like that. So that's why I wrote that whole song. Part many tears. Yeah, I said, oh. Voices in my head. Like, to me, like the enemy, if you let the enemy get the best of you, or even if you get negative people that get in your head and try to talk down on you, try to make you feel insecure and belittled and small and tiny to the point where you don't want to lift up your voice anymore, and you don't feel confident in your own skin. Like, man, I've been made fun of since I was a little kid. It's been a whole life. Now, I'm not saying I'm desensitized for a minute, not saying that sometimes it gets to me, but I'll tell you, like, through all these years, I've grown to the point where no matter how I feel certain days, there's some days where I have this immense amount of confidence, and I find balance, though I'm not arrogant. I don't feel I'm superior over other people, but I do have confidence in who I am. I love who I am now. Who I once was, not so much. Although there were some things I could look back on and be like, it made me who I am today. Like, I really love myself and who I am now and how far I came and all the progress that I made. So people trying to get in my head and trying to bring me down, it can't really affect you. Like I said, once again in the first video, like I said, all I'm doing is switching my stuff around and stuff. I turn my head around. I just feel better. Like, it takes a while for me to pluck my eyebrows. So, like, you know. Yeah, so, damn, I really went off subject. But, it's really hard for people to get to you once you're, like I said, when you know who you are, you know you're a good person, you know you have good intentions, you know you do the best you can given the circumstances, whatever circumstances or situations you're in. Like I said, everybody reacts to certain situations differently. But like I said, for the most part, like, I just feel really thankful for how far I made it, and for me going after the goals. And no matter how much I get made fun of and talked about, which, you know, I've been made fun of since I was little. So, like, I don't let that stuff bring me down. And I know there was a point where it got to me, just a bad experience that I made it through. And the gift of the truth, love is unconditional, keep pulling us through. Like I said, when you keep God the center, as your centerpiece and stuff, it makes you stronger. And it helps build you up. And when you take time alone just to, like, kind of like just meditate, you know, like I said, other people have their way of resolving their issues or resolving what's ever going on in their head, where you get away from everyone. I do it through writing. I like to write. I like to read now. I like to learn new skills. I like to do stuff like that. I learned that about myself. I like to make people happy. So whether I'm teaching somebody something that I've learned to master or, made a lot of progress on, and they're back down here, I like to help people. I like to learn from people. Um, I like to volunteer for stuff. I like to be involved in, like the parades and marching. I like, you want to do something. You want to make your life worth living. And so, but yeah. And like I said, you follow it with the Lord, we will continue strong, and that will progress. You can only make progress when you realize that no matter how great you are at something or how much you progress as an overall being, like there'll always be ways you can make progress. Like I always say, like there will always be room for progress. Like there really will always be something else you could learn or other ways you could help people. And I know I pray for that a lot, for God to give me, greater, like, just wisdom and knowledge and, like supernatural giftings that could help me, like, help other people, and not only like find ways to even help myself. Like I said, I've been in many situations where I've seen people that I love and care about get taken advantage of, which is why, like, I do a lot of things where, like, I know a lot of people think, like, the way that I track certain things that I do, okay, I probably have to cut that short. I've seen a lot, to just sum it up, like I see a lot of people that I love and care about get taken advantage of in certain ways. And even people that I don't know, good people, I could tell when somebody's kind of getting taken advantage of. And there's so many moments where I didn't know how to intervene and help them, that now I started to learn on those things, like slowly. And there's still a lot of stuff I need to learn, but thus far, like, I've been able to, like, actually help people out. Like when I hear about somebody getting taken advantage of in a way that I once either did or almost did, I know how to kind of help them, whether it be stuff like, certain things with the law or certain things like with different types of insurances and stuff like that. I know that there's a lot of people that I was actually able to bless through just giving them knowledge. Like I said, collaborative ideas, collaborative knowledge, collaborative just, things like that, ideas, knowledge, all that stuff, like, or it could be beneficial to people, things that there's always, like, what somebody else might know, what somebody else know you might know, and so it's, like I said, just a collaborative thing. Same thing for music and stuff. So I'm about to end this here. I know there's a lot of other songs I haven't did, but I know I'm working on something called Evolves, and just putting a whole, like, a kind of an album thing together, so when I go back to school, they really encourage you to bring your own works, your original works. So I kind of want to take whatever, make a whole EP thing or album thing, and then bring it to school, and then actually learn all the, like I said, once I get more musically inclined and know how to read music, write music, play more instrument, or play an instrument, sight singing, learn how to read notes, get more at a scholarly level with music and stuff. Like, I actually want to see it evolve, and not only that, intellectually, learning different kind of, like, I already have a degree in psychology and stuff, but getting a degree, in music, and there's a lot of things I find interesting now, but, like, just, I want to see, like, where my lyrical content will go. Like, I know that will only progress as well, like, when you have higher intelligence, like, not just being more musically inclined, but also just, like, in other genres of life, how much how much of a difference it will make on your lyrical content and just, like, your whole message in general. So your visuals, all that stuff. I might actually learn that next after I get my professional my commercial professional driving license and stuff. I actually might do videography, photography, and just stuff like that. But not too far. Like I said, talking tangent ended. No.